welcome everyone in the community who will potentially be joining us. So Key and Mitch, welcome to one more episode of Forward After Hours, where we'll get to talk about everything forward related.
Yeah, hi, it's good to be here. Nice to chat to you guys again.
Definitely. Key, where are you?
Very excited to be here too.
Great.
Very excited to be here as well. Oh, I'm here. You can see me now.
There you
are.
go.
Key, it looks like you're in Dubai.
I have been, yes.
Really?
How is Dubai treating our co-founder?
Very good actually. Not only interesting meetings, but amazing food. It's an epic place and time to be, and climate is also good right now. It's not like being in an oven. It's much nicer right now.
Okay. How about you, Mitch? We left you in South Africa. Are you still there?
Yeah, still in South Africa, and yeah, it's our summertime now. We had a hot day yesterday, not as hot as you, Key, but I think it was 44 degrees Celsius. So it was really, really warm, but no humidity, which is good because it's on the West Coast. Normally I'm on the East Coast with lots of humidity, but this time no humidity, and just a beautiful day. Really, really nice. So yeah, happy, man. Things are going along nicely. It's good to be back chatting to the community and chatting to you.
Definitely. Okay, so how has the past week been for Forward Protocol?
So the past week has been great. In the mostly from the tech side, the development has been interesting. We were able to review and test a couple of important applications which will be exhibiting soon to public as well. And more importantly, some of the technical areas, additional research and clarification areas has also been processed. So that part is fantastic. And always, as usual, being in Dubai, it always helps us to reach out to more people and get the product and the utility out to additional audience as well. So it's always a pleasure here, and the progress and development from my perspective is a constant and never-ending process. So as always, we continue putting our heads down, focusing on what needs to be done, and getting things going. And we had some amazing announcements in the last week as well. So I'm very excited to see how the community has been responding to those announcements as well.
Okay, great. So how's Forward doing, amidst all this craziness with the market? Would you care to comment on that?
Yeah, sure. The markets are crazy. People have their panic and the stress over the prices and whatnot. But by end of the day, we have seen this over and over and over so many times. It goes up and comes down and goes back up again. We believe in the technology. We are here to create a new way for the world to work with the Web3 solutions that we are developing. So the focus, I believe, has always been for the hardcore crypto community members and developers on the technology itself. And the price and the speculation that happens around it is secondary. It's obviously that's what attracts a larger interest, and it's a mission that keeps everything going. But if we focus on the fundamentals, focus on what really matters here, which is the technology, everything else will fall in place with time. So we know that blockchain and crypto is here to stay, irrespective of the changes in the prices, the regulation that comes, the restrictions, challenges. We believe in the decentralization, and we believe in what blockchain stands as a philosophy, as science, and mathematically as well. So focus on what really matters and keep building is what I would say.
I think people always, when you find a market like this, people always, well, definitely the retail market, focus on the short term. And so when you look at a week in like the last week and you see how the prices of the market have come down, people panic and they panic sell and what have you. But if you go back 6 months and then you average it out and you look at it and you go back 6 months before that, you see that the whole market's actually grown. And that for me is, it's just part of the market cycle and what's happening. And if you even go back like 2 years, 3 years, and you see the amazing growth that's happened, it's really exciting to be in a space like this that predictably is more and more people are joining. And if you compare it to the rate of growth of the internet over the last, when the internet was in its heyday, and I think in 1997, there were 140 million people online, and the internet was growing at 63%. And it was amazing. I mean, but last year, there were 140 million people using crypto, and it was growing at 113%. It's the fastest growing technology that mankind has ever seen. And that puts us in an amazing space. So when you look at something like that, it really is encouraging. And I think, the guys that I speak to, they people that are sort of panicking and wondering what's going to happen with the price and should they buy and should they do this, just take a longer term perspective, and it actually seems to even everything else. So yeah, we're really excited about what's happening. We're excited about what we're doing, the technology. We know it's got its place and can make a massive difference. And we're actually focusing on the things that are important and that can grow this community and grow the technology and really just grow the whole business. So those are the important things. Those are the things we focus on. And when we do that, it takes all the anxiety out of it and allows us to really focus on what's important and to go forward from there. So it's an exciting time. It really is an exciting place and time to be.
And I think if you follow the messages on our community as well, I think most of the people have come to understand the reason why we postponed our listing. And I see the sentiment being very positive and very supportive towards that decision. But I think it's about time that we give them some clarity and some more specific answers as to what is going on with our RVO, with our TGE. So can you give me a comment on that?
Yeah, sure. So we do want to make sure that we focus on when the market is uncertain, people are concerned. We rather focus on the tech and development side, and the listing can happen when the market situation also improves. But we need to take this as an opportunity, a time when we can strengthen everything that we have in the ecosystem. So we already are working closely with our partners, reaching out to more partners to get more content out, get more interesting tech built, the integrations built, and explaining how that is coming together in the evolving Web3 scenario, because the year 2022 is all about Web3 as a gateway to everything that we have in the blockchain. So we want to continue focusing on building that while we wait for the situation and the timing out there with the market to improve as well. So that's pretty much our focus, and the IVO itself would be timed along with the listing as well. So the IVO and listing would be happening back to back. So we do have some sufficient time for the IVO to start. So we don't, the members can follow the announcement channel and Twitter channel where the information will be given in advance, giving sufficient time for the KYC to be processed, to do any setup that they need to do around that. Multiple reminders will be sent only from our official Twitter and official announcement channels. So as long as those two channels are followed, they don't really have to worry about missing it. We will make sufficient noise to give them the notice around that. And yeah, that's pretty much the outlook around the timing. So we need to be a little more patient to make sure that we hit there with a bang at the right time. And until then, we continue building and continue growing the ecosystem as we always do.
Mitch?
Yeah, I think, generally when I look at the community, most people are supportive and they're happy with the decisions that you're making, etc. And I really want to talk to the people that are maybe a little bit unhappy, because it's important for you to know what we're thinking and where we are. Remember, we started this project in 2018, and we've walked a long road with a whole group of investors that were there from right in the beginning. And more than you, we are even more keen to list and get going, because it's like giving birth to something that's starting, and it's the start of this beautiful journey. So we're not holding back for any other reason except that we are so aware that the correct timing is crucial in this whole process. Remember, what we're building here is not a token that is going to be up and down and gone tomorrow. We're building an ecosystem with tools that are going to be useful for the traditional world. So our focus is on a holistic system, a system where we're not just focusing on the one thing, which is a list and a massive increase in price and then up and down and what have you. We're focusing on an integrated ecosystem where it works holistically together. And so every decision we make is with that in mind. We're making the decisions for the best of the project as a whole. And that actually impacts you personally because it helps you get the benefit and get the most out of this project. You know, if we make the right decisions, then long term, this is going to be an unbelievable project and something that you followed and supported, and it really will be something that you'll be proud of and get the benefit of in the long term. And that's what we really want. That's what we want to look at and put together. So every decision that we make is with that in mind. It's with choosing the right time, and not just Key and I, you know, sucking our thumbs and hoping for the right time. We've got a big group of advisors, people from different sectors with lots of experience right across the ecosystem, from exchanges to DeFi partners to integration partners, people that we're working with as a team. Remember, this is a community, and as a community, we're going to either rise or fall. And we are very, very confident in the advice that we're getting, and that's helping us to go forward and choose the right timing, etc. Obviously, with the market, it makes it a little bit more tricky, and that makes our decision, you know, we weigh it even more heavily because it's important that we choose the right time and we make the right decision for the project, because that's going to carry us forward. So I just want to say thanks again. I know we said it last week. You guys have been really patient, and when the timing is right, then we're going to list and we're going to take it forward, because that's going to create the most momentum and the most benefit for each one of you that are sitting listening. And that's essentially what we want, is to create something that grows, that is strong, and that is of benefit to many, many organizations, integrations, partners, and people that are token holders and part of the whole ecosystem as it grows into the future. And that's what we keep in mind, and that's what's guiding us and guiding our decisions around the timing with the listing and the IVO, etc.
Yeah, you know, I hear what you're saying, and I really do think that is something that we cannot emphasize enough, because I think that's a very nice test also, because such a time as the one that we're crossing right now, it really sets apart the long-term projects that are into it for the long run, and they're looking to build something rather than projects that are token focused and they just have very specific short-term life or the maximum profit possible. So I really think that this is something that the community needs to keep in mind.
I think from my perspective, what excites me is this is like a live test. This is the actual test out there. I mean, people come in, they invest on something, and then something goes wrong with the market, and you know, many things go wrong. But right now, this is a test where they see our perseverance, they see the character. When things are down, we are, we're not sulking and sitting there worried, but we're out here happily building more strength and making everything around the ecosystem stronger than ever before. So when things slow down, it's an opportunity to run faster. When the obstacles come in the way, that's when you break through, crawl under, jump through it, do whatever you do, but you push through it. And obstacles will always be there. I mean, if this is an obstacle, then all the obstacles that are ahead of us are much bigger. So this is a test of time. This is a test where not every project, not every vision will come out on the other side. And if we come out on the other side, which we will, that's a sign of success, and we celebrate every success along the way. And that success is a measure of patience, measure of determination, and our ability to have delayed gratification on things. Things don't come easy at all times, and especially in the world of blockchain, where there are multiple dynamic things happening all around. It's not one or two factors that determine result of something, but it's a combined effort. With the time, we need to continue building, upgrading, expanding, and becoming stronger. And at the same time, knowing what's happening in the space to continue improvising what we have here. With the Web3 revolution that's happening, the speed at which, as a gateway for the Web3, the forward will have to evolve is far more drastic than any individual entity. The gaming, metaverses, DeFi protocols, each of them, they can grow within their own sectors, but then forward is acting as a gateway between rest of the world coming into the Web3 universe and then going to the respective places. And when we act as a bridge, as the pathway, we need to be the strongest infrastructure in the process to cater, to make it happen for everyone to seamlessly pass through this. And we will continue building on that irrespective of what happens outside, because our focus and our vision is on the technology.
Yeah, Key and I were chatting last night, and we were just talking about like what does the next couple of months look like? What do we do, etc. And we actually really honestly excited about it, because it's an opportunity to knuckle down and to come out much stronger. And you got to understand is that it's not Forward that's the only company being affected in this environment. Every single organization is feeling it. Everybody's hurting. Every investor is down on what they have. So it's a great opportunity to actually show our true colors and what we can put together and actually come out the other side a lot stronger. And I think that's the thing that really, really excites me, because it allows us to build community. It allows us to educate the community about what Web3 is. It allows us to integrate the ideas, the integration partners that we've got coming along to add more people. And you'll see as the weeks and the months roll by, there'll be more partners that are joining. And we're going to come out through this phase and be ready to list much stronger, in a much better position that we actually went into it. And that is encouraging. And but remember, this is not a small team of people that are working on this. We've got a very dedicated team, but it's you guys. It's the larger community. It's the 100,000 people that follow us, that follow our channels, that are invested in the process emotionally, that want this thing to work, that are putting themselves behind it. We need you guys to rally around. And you'll see all sorts of initiatives coming through in the next weeks and months as we go through this period. And we're going to be reaching out to you to help us to get involved in all sorts of different things, because as a community, we are going to grow. And as a community, we're going to have success together. And that's what gives me so much confidence, is that we've got an amazing community that is invested in the process. They want to see the success, and they're happy to help, as we've seen from the different competitions that we've run. I mean, I've been blown away what's been happening the last couple of weeks. It's been so cool just to see the enthusiasm and the creativity and everything that's come out of it. And it's wonderful. And we're going to see a lot more of it. And that's what gives me the confidence in going forward through this time, is the strength of the community and what we've built and what's going to come out of that over the next little while.
Very well said. Very well said. And I really think that the community, deep down knows that true leadership and true quality it really presents itself in times of hardships and in times of uncertainty. So let's see how we come out the other end. And I actually see a comment there that I think we should address in YouTube. So there's this comment saying, I understand that the current situation is not favorable for the listing of the project. However, no one knows when the market will be favorable again. So is there a maximum limit of waiting time before we list?
I don't really have a crystal ball with me to give an answer right now, but we are on the watch out, and we are watching things every single day. Understanding, analyzing, speaking with respective parties on it. So we are going to be here every Monday to speak as well. And we will have the moment we have an answer, you would know about it as well. So we will constantly be working towards it, and at the same time continuing to build and making ourselves more powerful as we go.
But you will be happy to know that we're giving Key a crystal ball for Christmas.
Okay, so since we have this downtime that we can actually use to speed up, can we expect anything specific, any announcements that we can reveal right now for what is to come in the few weeks or days coming?
Apart from the announcement which has gone out so far, I don't really think there is anything specific right now to announce. But we'll be having a lot of interesting conversations and interesting information going out in the upcoming days as well. But when it comes to the listing and those parts, we'll have to wait a little for that. But yes.
Okay, so talking about the announcements that have already been dropped, can we give some clarifications to, okay, let's say we announced guaranteed allocations for the inner circle. So what is the inner circle again, and what does guaranteed allocation mean?
Okay, so guaranteed allocation is when the whitelisted wallet will have that 1 hour period during which they can, when we open, there are multiple pools. Out of that, the first pool has guaranteed allocation for it for that 1 hour period. So the moment the sale starts, the members who are whitelisted, if they also have done their KYC, they'll be able to purchase without having to rush, without having to, struggle with tens and hundred thousands of other people who are participating. They'll be able to peacefully do their processing within that 1 hour, which is more than sufficient. It takes a couple of minutes, and then they can be done with it. And after 1 hour, the guaranteed spots open up, which ideally means at that point, anyone who is available, who has not got an opportunity in the pool 1, 2, 3 before, they could just go in and buy off the available allocation as well. So the guaranteed allocation gives them that peace of mind. If it is guaranteed for them, it's going to stay there within that 1 hour period. As long as they have their alarm on and they are there at the right time, they'll be able to finally have their hands on Forward, which has been our objective all along. People have been asking for guaranteed allocations, not just first come first serve basis, considering how hard it could be with the kind of rush that we always had with our previous launches as well. So now the members of Inner Circle will have a guaranteed allocation ticket. So they will be able to take part and be there with the amount of time that is sufficiently available. And to be part of Inner Circle, various contests that we have, various activities that we have in the channel permit people to get in. So it is a place through which we are able to connect. Of course, we have all this, 100,000 members across all our community. But in the Inner Circle, we are able to concentrate to very, very few members who are the most active, the most excited, the ones that believe the most, and interact with them closely, so they can, the feedback sessions and testing things together, getting the ideas processed, pretty much co-creating with them on everything, the future of Forward, the development side of things, the getting any communication out. But it gives them access to the team and the information a little ahead of time than others, and it gives them the edge at all times. So it's just a more of a privileged group of people rewarded for their excitement and for all their contribution. And again, it doesn't mean spamming the Telegram group with stickers. It's about qualitative participation. Forward is not about activity; it is about value. We are focused on rewarding users' value transfer across any form of value that happens out there. And we're looking at that quality people who will be able to join and be with the ecosystem in the long run. End of the day, it is the community, and especially the most excited members in the community that travel and that take us to amazing places. We also did put out great bounty programs for finding partners, some specific partners that we gave as a list of targets who are on the fundraising space. So anyone.
And why this space? Why did you target this space?
It's very simple. We have the first product of initial value offering with us. And we are putting our launch pad as an example to show the strength of the product, to show how it works. And now that we have the product ready, with any of these fundraising platforms, getting them quicker to the market is something that we can do. I mean, they can start developing right now. They can start working on it right now. It's going to take them many months before they are able to go live. And they have to put together the team, develop it, test it, and go live. But we already have something live. Why reinvent the wheel? If you want to use this initial value offering model that we have developed, it's very simple. We can integrate, we can get them live in a very short amount of time, give them the first mover advantage, and get them out there with a bang. And so that's an opportunity for them. And it is an opportunity for us to increase the ecosystem partners as well. And we going out and finding and striking conversation is one thing which we always do. But if members in the community have direct access and they happen to know someone, then it just makes things so much easier. Make an introduction, and we'll be able to seal the deal with them.
Okay, so you mentioned, our very own Launchpad, Go Forward, and we have a good question about it. A community member is asking, will this basically be a Launchpad for future cryptos on the chain? And can you participate in the IVOs if you have a specific amount of Forward, if you are holding a specific amount of Forward? What is the model going to be once the Go Forward platform is launched?
Okay, so whether we will have the future cryptos related to our Forward chain, definitely that's a goal. Anyone who's building on the Forward ecosystem would be able to take part in the launchpad as well. But again, the most important part to remember is that we set up this whole launchpad for us to help the community get access to the Forward tokens without holding any other token. So we would definitely be keen to explore other interesting launches on there, but that is not the primary focus. The primary focus is the Forward ecosystem, the Forward protocol, Forward chain, and the products. But if there is any adoption focused partner who happens to want to launch in the Forward community with our integrating into our ecosystem, we would be happy to explore that. And in which case, obviously, those who are holding the tokens would have a preferential access to participate, and that gives them one more use case, one more utility for the Forward token.
Okay, thank you. And circling back to the inner circle, I heard a rumor that you're looking to expand the inner circle, and you're also looking to expand the Forward protocol chats. Is that true?
It is. So one thing about inner circle, the reason we are starting with a small number is because, to be honest, end of the day, I believe that, you can grow everything drastically big, but it's easy to start small and scale big. And we have always been focused on starting in a practically manageable manner. And so we wanted to start the inner circle with a sizable group of members that are qualitatively excited about it. But we do intend to grow as the larger community grows, as the ecosystem continues to grow. We will also expand the inner circle, obviously in small baby steps, because again, quality matters. We want every member in the inner circle to be available, dedicated, excited at all times. And if there is someone who is not, then it is better for someone else who is active in the community to take their place than just expanding and making this another big group out there. So since the focus is on the quality, we start small, but yes, we do have plans of expanding that, giving more people opportunity. Our goal is to make sure we are community inclusive, and so we do want to expand on that. So yeah, at the same time, right now, we do also want to expand to more regions, more local languages, more more ways we could reach people in their own language that they're comfortable in, in a way, manner, and form that is native to them, which makes it easier for them to connect to the Forward ecosystem and to everything Web3. So we do want to bring those different language chats and regional chats, but we don't want to just go hire a moderator or someone and do it, but we want the members of the community to be the ones initiating it. We won't, because no one can be more loyal to the Forward ecosystem than the community members who have been waiting all along patiently and supporting us throughout the process, through the challenges that comes and goes. The community is what remains at all times. And who else can localize it, and who else can take the message to their regions better other than the members here. So I'm very excited to welcome, if someone is someone has a specialty in their particular regional language, have the interest and time, we are more than happy to evaluate and expand certain regional chats, and also welcome those members to the inner circle in the process.
Okay, so the rumors are true.
Yeah, it's actually going to be cool, because I think, it's funny that the whole thing with Web3 and what we're doing, and I mean, all of us the last couple of years have been learning. We're still learning at a rapid pace. And for a lot of people, it's really difficult to learn a language that's not your first language, or a language you don't understand. You really are in the dark, and you're reliant on other people. And I think, we've had people in the chat ask us, are you going to be coming to this region? Are you going to be coming to this community? That's the sort of logical next step, is to say, yes, we are. We need help to do that, as Key said. We need to find the right people with the right heart. That's very, very important to us. People that want to and believe in Forward and want to grow in their community. And as we grow, there'll be opportunities to obviously create the materials and all that sort of thing that can reach the different sectors, the different regional language groups, so that it becomes an inclusive platform, and it's not just included, for people that can speak English or some, other sort of mainstream languages, but it becomes inclusive for a diverse group. And that's really going to be a big focus over the next couple of months, in finding the right people to help us expand. And I'm actually really excited about that. I think there's a great opportunity there to spread the good news and spread what we're doing with Forward into different regions. And I honestly believe that we are going to find unbelievable integration partners in those different communities, because it's we sort of like we've got a very focused target at the moment, where we're looking at English and English platforms, etc. But there's a massive part of the web that isn't made up of English, and to reach those people and put the tools that will allow them to connect their traditional businesses with blockchain, with templates, in a no-code environment. I mean, we want them to have that opportunity. So it's a great way to be more inclusive and to encourage them to come in. And anybody out there that's in the community that is interested in this type of approach and being involved, that is obviously multilingual. You're going to need to know English, because we need to communicate with you, because we don't know your language. But reach out, let's chat, because this is going to be a really important part of our next step and our growth as we go out and strengthen the whole concept and ecosystem of Forward with different people from different cultures, different backgrounds. And I can't wait to see when we've just got a multicultural, multi-language environment, an ecosystem that impacts lots of people from different parts of the world where they are, and in a way that they can understand and really participate in a meaningful way. Looking really forward to that.
Definitely. Okay, so let's, this time we announced that we're going to have a special guest, and this special guest actually is the community. We have selected a few people that have reached out to us, and we want to put them live so they can ask us some questions, because they tried to in the past, but we had some, technical difficulties. So we're going to get them live in just a little bit and see what they have to tell us. And we also have a couple of questions that we can address on YouTube Live. So there's a question here about all the projects that have been in Maha Starter. They have integration of their value coin. How is that going to look like for protocol?
So in Forward, we have the FUSD minting part. So FUSD is minted based on BUSD, USDC, USDT, etc. So any of the coins deposited into the FUSD contract, equal amount of stable coin as FUSD is minted. So if there is 10 BUSD, then 10 FUSD comes out. If the BUSD is taken out, then the 10 FUSD is burned. So this forward USD is the stable coin used within this ecosystem. And ARTH value coin would also be used as one of the acceptable stable coins to mint FUSD. So anyone within the forward ecosystem, when they want to use forward USD, ARTH would be one of the options along with BUSD, USDT, and USDT to deposit and mint forward USD. So it will be integrated in the that specific contract.
Okay. And I see a few other questions which our co-founder Key has already answered because he's a multitasking master. So we can move on and we can actually hear from the community now. I think our members are ready to join. Key, can you open the door?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Hello, Mark.
hey.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Max. Hello, Ramon and Frank.
Hello.
So today we want to welcome you in our live show, our live session, and we want to hear from you. So let's get started.
Are we live right now? You can hear me on YouTube also?
Yes, you're live.
Oh, nice.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Oh,
How you
So
guys doing?
how are you all doing? Which part of the world are you joining us from? Let's start.
I am currently in the sunny state of Arizona.
Okay.
I'm in Florida. It's beautiful here. Beautiful day. Can't complain. Always looking forward to another morning here. It's beautiful.
Who else do we have on here? Oh. Yeah, so
Everybody
we are.
hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Beautiful. Perfect. So let's get this started. So do you have any questions for us? Any in specific?
Of course, I would like to ask you a couple of questions first, and then the floor is yours to ask any questions you would like to our co-founders, Mitch and Key. So let's start off. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, how you came to be in the crypto space in general, and then with Forward Protocol.
It's been a long, beautiful journey. I actually got into the crypto space when Bitcoin was a few $100s. And it's been just, I'm a crypto nerd, if you want to call it. Always looking forward to reading more information on a daily basis. And I actually heard of Forward Protocol from a very close friend. And when I started researching more and more, I looked on CoinMarketCap, and it's almost at 1 million followers. It's just beautiful. Now, what I realized was the community, people, a few friends asked me, why isn't there more engagement in the channels right now? And I advised them this one thing in specific. You're looking to bring mass adoption to the actual blockchain, correct?
That's
and
right.
The big thing is what's happening is you're mainly looking to target more people outside of the current space. So what is happening is these big partnerships you're securing, it's not live right now to the community where they released it to the public. But once that happens, the FOMO in Forward Protocol is going to be absolutely ridiculous. And I'm so excited. And this is just one of the most exciting times. I think 2022 for all the early adopters, I can't speak right now. Adopters. They're gonna shine. And that's why being in this inner circle, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. There's huge opportunity here. And I'm looking forward to every day learning more information. So thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here with us. Mark, how about you? Would you care to
Hi,
share
how
a
you
couple
doing?
of words?
Yeah, sure. Mark Tolentino. I was born and raised in the islands of Philippines. Mabuhay to all the Filipinos that's listening. I'm a serial entrepreneur, investor, coming from the traditional markets, and I focus primarily with the financial services aspect. And that's how I came into the space. A friend of mine introduced the project to me, told me to do my research about it. I read the white paper, compared it with other business models in and out of the space, and been on board ever since. Happy to talk to you, Mitch. Happy to talk to you, Mr. Key. Pleasure. And also
That's
Danae.
good. Good to have you.
Great, thank you. How about you, Ramon?
Hey guys, my name is Ramon Francis. I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. And right now I am actually in Florida. So I learned about Forward Protocol because I'm an investor. So I'm always on CoinMarketCap, specifically in the newly released section. So I'm always trying to find new projects, which I find very interesting. So when I saw that you guys were actually launched on CoinMarketCap, well, released as a new project, you know, I wanted to dive in a little bit deeper. And when I did dive in, there was a lot of stuff about the project I liked when I was reading the white paper. I loved the community. I liked how everyone was doing things just a little bit different. You're targeting a very unique section of the crypto industry. And I think the community that you're building is very, very loyal. So I heard earlier, there were some doubts in the community space, but I think one thing I have learned in this space is that, you just have to be patient. And with this project, I see how you guys are operating. I like what I'm seeing. It looks like the community is also right behind you guys. And, I just like this project a lot. I'm very excited to be here. And thank you for having me, Mitch, Danae, and Mr. Key. And, we're going to see exactly how everything progresses. Very bullish.
Definitely. Max, how about you?
Hey, I hope you guys like my background.
Yes, it's very brand aligned. Thank you.
You see this? Look at that. I love it. So look at this. So I'm what you would call a crypto degan, like a crypto kind of degenerate. And I came across Forward Protocol, and I just started reading the white paper and exploring what you guys have in store. And I started in crypto a long time ago when you had to download the entire blockchain on your Bitcoin wallet. I don't even know if anyone remembers that. That was like 2010. But so it's very exciting to be kind of involved in a new blockchain. It's not every day that you come across a new blockchain. So very bullish on that. And I just have so many questions. So, I spend all day on crypto. This is my life, basically, besides, all my other work. But so I just want to know what does an average day look like on Forward? Like, can I go on there and explore new projects, the IVOs? I think I asked in the chat about yield farming and all that stuff. So what like, how do I spend all day on Forward, basically? That's my question.
Okay, so Max is diving right in. I think, Key, this is your cue to start talking.
So, think about Forward as something that connects your ideas to the reality in blockchain. So you think about something, you see a problem in the real world, and you want to come up with a solution, and you go to Forward, you have the templates to drag, drop, and get it out. So you're able to bring things to life in this ecosystem, and beyond that, connect with any other platform who is focused on a value-driven model. So if they have already integrated Forward, then you can use it. So the question really depends on which perspective you're coming from. If you're a developer, you can develop different templates and applications which others could use as a template, and you would make revenue from every deployed application and every transaction that they have. How do you build a passive income in the real world? You provide value, you deliver value which people like to use, and that's the same thing here. So the moment you build a nice, strong, usable template, and as a developer you put it out, anyone using it, they keep providing you with the lifetime of revenue there, as long as the application is used and as long as the transactions are happening there. But if you're talking about it from a business owner, entrepreneur, or creator perspective, you just go in there, not worry about the new APIs, the new coding standards, new languages, or any of those versions and whatnot. You don't need to read through any documentation. All that you do is just drag, drop, and deploy. Everything is there. Change your logos, change your names to whatever you need, set your parameters, and you're able to go live. So that reduces the turnaround time, reduces the effort, reduces everything to make it so simple for the dreams, for the vision of entrepreneurs to become a reality on blockchain. They could use all the DeFi tools and the data providers, oracles, whatnot. You can see our wide list of partners, and all of those can be used right from within Forward Protocol. So that's from a creator's perspective. But if you look at it from a user standpoint, it is quite different, because a user doesn't even necessarily have to realize that they're on blockchain. Because we do work with a lot of adoption-focused markets, it makes it essential for us to provide gasless transactions and the ability to use it with fiat integrations, fiat ramp in, ramp outs, and whatnot. So the end goal for them is to use it like any other normal application, but also give them the ability to move from one platform to another, move from one place to another without having to lose their credentials, lose their credibility and whatnot. So you could be using a platform A and you go to platform B. You're not a new user. Your history is on blockchain. As long as the platforms are integrating Forward Protocol and they integrate with the resources that we provide, they'll be able to pull your reputation, your data, history, credentials, which is available as an on-chain data, and use it there. So for an end user, the life is smooth. The life is an easier transition. They can go anywhere with the trust, knowing that as long as the Forward ecosystem is being used, their time and effort is saved, and every value transfer that they do, whether it's it's a actual physical product or an actual movement of something that they do as a product, or if it is just an experiential thing that they share, all value is incentivized, all qualitative value is rewarded. And that is the innate, that's one of the core principles of what we track and measure in Forward Protocol. So those are different perspectives here. But beyond that, if you're looking at it from a hardcore crypto user perspective, you will be having IVO launchpad. Obviously, you'll have your staking and farming kind of utilities. You'll have a lot of those other benefits around it. And beyond that, you always have the growing ecosystem, which means more logged in value and many more opportunities that comes along with that.
That is awesome. That sounds like a lot. Wow. All right. So yeah, basically pretty much all the things that I want to do on a new blockchain will be there. I have another question about NFTs, but I will save that for the next live stream. But thank you, Mr. Key. Very bullish.
Thank you.
I have a question for the team. What has you most excited right now with Forward?
To me, I think looking at an opportunity in disguise, that excites me. The time that we are in right now, when the things aren't great and pleasant out there, that as an opportunity posed is very exciting, because it's something that not a lot of people would be up to, which kind of makes it easier for Forward to stand out, for Forward to do what it always does best, to shine. And it's just interesting to me. It just excites me from the core.
Beautiful.
That's a great question. Yeah.
I have one more question. Before you get into the next question. What is it about the gasless transactions? Can you elaborate a little more about that? Because that's exciting. I've never heard of gasless transactions before.
Okay. So every time we do a transaction, we pay the gas for different whichever blockchain we are deployed and which we are live on. But then it is not necessarily easy for a user to pay the gas and use it. So if the process of paying gas can be taken out of the equation and handled by any one specific party, it makes the adoption easier. So let's say the deploying application, the platform decides to pay for all the gas fees happening there, then the user need not. So they still do the transaction at their end, but then the gas is deducted from the platform's wallet. So the platform can decide if they want to be the gas payer, or if they don't, then they can, like in terms of our proof of ownership, we have even an NFT that are technically minted gaslessly. So the NFTs are created, but then they're only minted and transferred as a transaction when the purchase happens. So they can even put the NFTs and say all the gas fees are paid by the user. So they don't even pay the gas fees when minting the NFTs. This can be useful for very large scale, let's say e-commerce sites or production of some large scale minting, and they could just let the user pay the fees and redeem it. It depends. The responsibility of payment of gas can be moved between the user, the platform, or any of the parties involved, and that makes the experience gasless for the other users. So depending on the business model that the deploying platform have, they can move this around. So we provide that facility in multiple contracts and multiple deployment of ours.
That's
Mr. Key, I
amazing.
got a question for you.
And will that be live instantly once is that going to take a while to be active? What's the case with that?
So the first versions will, if deployed or are going to be on the decentralized model. So the second version that comes up will come with a gasless. So we are working actively for specific partner, the needs of deployment partners that we have as well. And as the deployment happens by the roadmap priorities, we'll be mostly having it in the second phase, because every contract and everything that's deployed, there'll be the version 1 first, and then we'll be updating it to the next version with additional features. In the forward factory, the factory template can always have newer features added to it, and any future deployed versions will always use the latest version. So we'll be continuously updating it with new features moving forward as well.
Thank you. That clears it up. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Key, I got a question. I'm actually a partner in a cybersecurity firm. So we want to use the forward technology to some of the smart contracts we have for MVP, also for the new verticals that we have for the proof of concept, right? Simply because low barrier of entry, number one, as opposed to the initial capital investment that you have to come up with, developing on your own, not to mention the time, effort from the development side. So I'm looking at your roadmap, and it states like, late Q2, possibly Q3 from our end. And what does that look like? So let's say an enterprise tries to integrate and use your technology to get into the blockchain. Are you guys going to have someone that will walk us through creating like the smart contracts? I know you said that the toolkits are going to be pretty much plug and play. We could adjust as we see. But are you guys going to give us like someone from the dev side to kind of like walk us through the process?
So in a normal instance, the best technology is where you don't have to explain anything. Our objective is to make it simple so that it's self-explanatory, doesn't need assistance to do it, because if it needs assistance, it goes to a level where it becomes a bottleneck. So we do want to keep it so simple that you will be able to deploy it yourself in the factory. But if there is a larger partner and they want to do a custom deployment, they want to work with us on something bigger, we are more than happy to work closely and put in our interests together to make it happen. So we are open for that. But for most of the needs, all the general needs, the forward factory yourself, self-deployment, even without necessary documentation, just go see it intuitively. It will make sense. So making it simpler is one of the biggest objectives that we chase at.
And it's going to be ready Q2 based on the roadmap?
So there'll be the part of it will start getting ready based on which contract it is and which part of the deployment, because again, there are 5 different core contracts that we are putting in, and there'll be many more added in the future. So from the first one, you'll start having it, and then more contracts will continuously be added to it as we move forward.
Gotcha. Last question for Mitch. 7 habits of highly successful people. I know you touched base on this on a previous AMA when I was listening to it. So let's begin with the end in mind, right? What is the ultimate goal for you guys, aside from touching 1 billion lives that we hear all the time, aside from like bridging the gap for blockchain adoption? what is the end goal for you specifically, and also for Mr. Key?
I think we've got an opportunity to make a difference, and not just in one very small area, but right across as the world changes. We all know what's happening as technology changes, and we're in a real fundamental shift now, where in 5 years' time, everything that we do is going to look different. The way we interact is going to be different. I mean, even if you look back 5 years, it's changed. And there really is, like we like super privileged, and Mark, because we've got access to education, we've got access to e-commerce, we've got access to communication, and there are so many people in the world that actually don't have it. And I think we have an opportunity here. Number one, yes, we will all benefit from the tools and the e-commerce applications and everything that happens. But as the technology rolls out to reach more people, Forward can become a fundamental bridge, like a gateway between accessibility in people that don't have anything, and allowing them to be part of that whole global economy and really create an inclusive community. And I think that's something that I'm really looking forward to, is where we get to a point where, it doesn't take a huge amount of capital to go and set up a business and to have the tools to implement something, or to go and fundraise and create the complete transparency where you can, fundraise for something that is important in your community, in your village, in your town, whatever it is, because the toolkits that have been developed are available to everybody at a zero cost. It's like a pay-as-you-go. You utilize what you need, you use the tools that you need, and they're simple and easy to use. And I think when we get that right, when it comes to a point where, as Key said, it's so easy that you can just go into Forward Factory, download and deploy something in the way you understand it, that type of simplicity, then it becomes a protocol, it becomes a tool set that's really, really useful. And unless we get it to that level of simplicity, it never really becomes something that has the adoption that we believe it can have. The best thing that could happen to Forward is for a huge global community to use it, because what it does is it makes everything easier. It allows more money to come into the system. It allows more developers to come in to create applications that are useful to people in their particular environments. And we've got 5 core smart contracts that we've seeded and that are coming. They're going to be amazing smart contracts that are going to come out of this. People are going to come up with incredible ideas that are going to solve challenges that we don't even know about because of the place that we live. I mean, there are people with amazing challenges that will come up with ideas that are creative and innovative, and they are going to make a massive difference. So personally, Key and I talk about it all the time. We believe this is going to be, financially, it's going to be very successful, but this is more about impact. It's about doing something that has a lasting effect that we can look back and be proud of. And, you spoke about starting with the end in mind. I mean, I really can see down the track where we are at a point where I'll be sitting down or going out for a beer or something, and somebody has, and they were so excited to tell me about this amazing application that they're using in their business, and it's made a real, it's made a real difference to their lives and to their businesses and that type of thing. And it's going to be cool because I can sit there really quietly and enjoy it and just say, wow, you know what? We had an idea. It started with 2 people. It grew into a community that even now, when I wake up in the middle of the night and I look at my phone, there are people busy in Forward. There are people, it's happening. That's with 100,000 people. Imagine with 1 million people. Imagine when there are integration partners. I mean, what is going to come out of this? When you put the collective brain power of a huge group of people together on a platform that is functional and simple and creates utility, what are we going to see? I am so excited to see what comes, because yes, we've put things in and we've given and what have you, but what's going to come back out of this whole ecosystem? I think it's going to blow us all away. I think we're going to be so surprised with the results that we get, because when you harness innovation and brain power and what humanity can do together as a collective, as a community, you really can create something awesome and you can make a massive difference. And I also think that as we go, we're going to find more and more people buying into that idea of making a difference. Because yes, we'll be successful and we'll utilize the tools, etc. But as that heart, and I can see it in the community already, as that heart grows, it's going to be something that will make a big difference to people around us. That's what I'm really excited about, is what we can do. And really cool to chat to you guys. And when I listen to your enthusiasm and I hear you guys talk, and I'm thinking, these actually talking about forward. This sounds so exciting. I'm just going to read that white paper. It's like incredible. You know what I mean? It's like, it's amazing. I love that. And I'm looking so forward to like journeying together with you guys and the thousands of people that are going to come along that we can interact with and create something beautiful that will make us proud. You know, we've done something worthwhile with our lives and it's been good. Awesome.
Oh, hey, Mitch. Hey, Mitch. That was really cool. I also share that belief that, you know, once it's up and running, you know, there's going to be some crazy ideas that we don't even know about, and it's just, you know, just the network effect and everything. And yeah, I already started onboarding, you know, in quotes, my friends. But what would be just one thing, or maybe multiple things, where that I could tell people, you know, quit Solana or quit Ethereum and you know, join Forward or some, you know, how do we onboard new people? Because I'm very excited about the project myself.
Max,
So-
I think you're going to come up with some crazy ideas, bro.
Oh, 100%.
Key, you carry on.
Yeah, basically when you know, Forward works with all the chains, it works anywhere and everywhere. Of course, we have our own chain and you know, we focus on that, but at the same time, we are open for someone, if they prefer a particular chain, they can deploy there through us. So we are making that transition for them easier. And we are not really competing with any other chains. Although we have a chain, we are focused on a different niche, and we don't necessarily have to compete with what's out there. If someone is wanting to use something, they can still deploy with Forward protocol and get live on other chains. But if they do want to build on the Forward chain by itself as an ecosystem, then they are always welcome. So we want to always open with wide arms for everyone in the space to work with. Because blockchain as an industry is still small, very tiny, and it's incredibly small. Everyone knows each other, and we are so early on in the space, and it's not really a time to just compete with each other, but collaborate and co-create into something larger, easier, better for that option to happen.
Okay,
Very
so
cool. Very cool.
I think that was a very, very interesting live session that we just had, and I would love to repeat this. I would really, really like to thank Mark, Frank, Max, and Ramon for joining us and for being here, being part of the community consistently and constantly from the beginning until now. And we really do hope that you will stick with us and that you will see us through.
Absolutely.
Just want to
Thank
say
you for
we're
having us.
very bullish.
Thank you. Any closing remarks from you, Mitch and Key?
Just thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. It's great to have raving fans and guys that are like really an integral part. Like, you are the heart, man. You know, 10,000 people like you, we're going to beat the world. It's like, it's incredible. So thanks for your enthusiasm, for everything you give. Loving working with you guys, and yeah, I really look forward to the road ahead. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.
Yeah,
I
thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.